Family, the story that we're about to engage with takes place 6 years before I was born in West Texas. That'd be 1980. The old frontier is disappearing at this point, and international drug money is crossing the border. Vietnam veterans have returned home carrying experiences that ordinary Americans can't even perceive, let alone see. And violence is becoming kind of more organized, mobile, and impersonal. And the local sheriff's familiar moral categories are no longer enough to explain it. This is one of the reasons that Tommy Lee Jones was so goated. Like, the casting when it came to this movie was just nuts. Let me know if we should do the entire thing. Like, leave it down in the comments below. But the film reached theaters in 2007. America was again living through distant wars, arbitrary violence, and kind of the growing suspicion that its institutions could no longer control the forces that they had helped create. The world ego wanted to believe evil was an outsider, something foreign that had invaded a once innocent country. But America had always been shaped by conquest and money and violence. We're no different than anybody else. What appeared to be a new evil might have been the country encountering its own shadow in an unfamiliar form. Into that world, a strange man enters an ordinary gas station. Listen, let's let him cook.
How much?
69 cents.
And the gas?
Y'all getting any rain up your way?
What way would that be?
I seen you was from Dallas.
What business is it of yours? Where I'm from?
Fam, I just kind of want to say, like, the small talk thing, you know, in the cashier is now like completely bewildered. You look kind of on his face there. But the small talk, right, is, you know, you can feel someone's kind of aura. We're processing a lot unconsciously, subconsciously, right? So, you know, metacognitively, he just sees a guy walking in, asking him questions without even looking at him. But, you know, he initiates small talk to kind of get some sense of, you know, the situation, you know, to try to kind of add some levity to the situation. And, you know, this happens.
What business is it of yours? Where I'm from? Friendo?
I didn't mean nothing by it.
Didn't mean nothing.
Just passing the time. If you don't want to accept that, I don't know what else I can do for you.
So that line right there, if you don't want to accept that, I don't know what I can do for you. You see how he's kind of starting to, he wants to express a little bit of, you know, masculinity, some dominance there. He's like, you know, if you don't want to accept that, I don't know what I can do for you. He's doing his best to appear a little bit less frightened than he already actually is.
If you don't want to accept that, I don't know what else I can do for you. Will there be something else?
I don't know. Will there?
Guys, one of the things about this, I'm sorry for pausing it continually, but one of the things that freaked me out about this movie is how silent everything is. Like, there's no music telling you to be afraid, right? There's no, you know, it's like it was just very epic in its ability to just let your brain kind of put the pieces together. It made it all the more crazy.
Is something wrong?
With what?
With anything?
Is that what you're asking me? Is there something wrong with anything?
Will there be anything else?
You already asked me that.
Well, I need to see about closing now.
See about closing?
Yes, sir.
What time?
Family, have any of you ever been cashiers? Like, have you ever done like overnight? Guys, I used to work at 7-Eleven. I worked at several 7-Elevens in Colorado. And like working the night shift, you just get some strange people who come in and just want to hang out and want to talk to you about things. And, you know, just creatures of the night. People who walk in 2-3 o'clock in the morning. You know, salute to them.
Well, I need to see about closing now.
See about closing?
Yes, sir.
What time do you close?
Now? We close now?
Now is not a time. What time do you close?
Generally around dark. At dark.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Sir?
I said, you don't know what you're talking about. What time do you go to bed?
Sir?
You're a bit deaf, aren't you? I said, what time do you go to bed?
Somewhere around 9:30.
So, guys, listen. It seems. I mean, if you've ever heard of, Carl Friston, the neuroscientist who's famous for the free energy principle, your brain doesn't like surprises. It wants to be able to predict. As a matter of fact, everything that you're observing right now, you might think that you're observing the present, but what you are observing is predictions about what comes next. Your brain is always trying to suppress surprise. And the reason that this guy, he's stumbling over his words, and his brain he's at the peak of the bits of information that he can process in this moment. He's terrified already.
I'd say around 9:30.
I could come back then.
Why would you be coming back? We'll be closed.
Yeah, you said that.
Well, I got to close now.
You live in that house out back.
Yes, I do.
You lived here all your life?
This is my wife's father's place originally.
You married into it?
We lived in Temple, Texas for many years. Raised a family there in Temple. We come out here about 4 years ago.
You married into it?
Guys, notice the little subtleties, right? He says, I raised a family there. Right? So he's already kind of pleading. And what's crazy is that this conversation, there's so much subconsciously going on, which is a salute to the epic writing, right? When he says, I raised a whole family there. He's trying to get the person he's standing in front of to see him as a human being as opposed to an object to be used for his own purposes.
That's the way you want to put it.
I don't have some way to put it. That's the way it is. What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
Call it.
Call it.
Yes.
For what?
Just call it.
Well, we need to know what we're calling it for here.
You need to call it. I can't call it for you. Well, it wouldn't be fair.
I didn't put nothing up.
Yes, you did. You've been putting it up your whole life. You just didn't know it. You know what date is on this coin?
No?
1958. It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Now, what's interesting is we now get a little bit of the dramatic music. I never noticed that, right? But it sounds like there's this. Normally, we just hear the room, right? The pauses, the rapper that's crushing on the counter. The ordinary sounds kind of become threatening because Anton Chigurh refuses the social agreement that normally makes strangers feel safe, right? And then what's the most you ever lost on a coin toss? The proprietor doesn't know he's gambling for his life. And Chigurh knows, and we know, and that imbalance kind of traps us inside the scene. This is masterfully done.
Well, look, I need to know what I stand to win.
Everything.
How's that?
You stand to win everything, call it.
All right. Heads, then.
Well done. Don't put it in your pocket.
Sir?
Don't put it in your pocket. It's your lucky quarter.
Where you want me to put it?
Anywhere not in your pocket. Or it'll get mixed in with the others and become just a coin. Which it is. What's the most you ever...
Family, I think this scene endures because it reveals how thin ordinary safety actually is. And maybe we should remember that. The proprietor has done nothing wrong. He can't reason with Chigurh because they aren't participating in the same moral world. One man believes conversation creates connection. The other uses conversation to establish domination. right? And don't be so foolish as to assume that you haven't been, slightly escaping some of those circumstances. The coin allows Shigur to hide from his own agency. Human beings do this all the time. We rename our choices as fate, orders, or policy, or markets, history, or necessity. Once responsibility has been transferred to a system, suffering can appear to happen all by itself. From a non-dual perspective, which is my perspective, Anton Chigurh represents separation taken to its extreme. He imagines himself as something outside of ordinary humanity, an instrument through which destiny moves. And yet the scene kind of exposes him. The killer, victim, coin, store, and history all have arrived in one shared event. That doesn't remove Chigurh's responsibility. It makes his responsibility impossible to escape. And maybe that's why the scene scares us, right? The monster doesn't arrive screaming. He buys peanuts. He speaks softly, and he transforms an ordinary object into permission to kill. Because pretending that fate chose is easier than admitting that he did. Family, do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, join us in the Patreon. Let me know in the comments below what other scene we should tackle and investigate. Love you, family. Till next time we experience something together, please stay balanced, family.